Hi everyone, so now we'll talk about JSON server. We will learn like what is JSON server, how we can install it, how we can configure and create API with the JSON server. And at the last, we will test our first JSON server API with Postman. But maybe there is one more thing that you are not aware about it, like what is Postman. Maybe you know about it, but you never used it, or maybe you don't have depth knowledge about the Postman. But don't worry, in next part, we will cover Postman also, like how we can test, get, post, put, delete, all kind of APIs and with the Postman. All right, but now let's focus on the JSON server. First question is, what is JSON server and why we need it? See, JSON server is basically used for create fake APIs. Next question is, why we need fake APIs? Because whenever we are working with the React Native in real-time project, we have to work with the APIs also, right? But if we don't have any API, then how we can just create some examples, programs, and learn about APIs, right? So that's why we have to create fake APIs. And next question is why we cannot create real APIs. The reason behind is that to create real APIs, we have to learn database and a backend programming language also, like PHP, Java, Node, Python, and all, right? But that will take so much time. That's why we can create fake APIs with the help of JSON server, and they are really quick. Okay, so the next thing is, are real API and fake APIs are same in behavior? Yes, definitely they have the same behavior, look and feel, and same data and all. All right, okay, so now let's see that how we can install JSON server. So just open a new tab of Chrome and or any other browser and just simply put there JSON server. And you will find first npm link. You can just go with that one also. I would like to go with the second one. Both are the same. They both are the official documentation of the JSON server. So I'm just going to the second link with the type code JSON server, right? This is the GitHub page for that JSON server. And their all documentation are there, but we don't need to go through with the old documentation. We can just install it directly. So just copy the first command npm install -g JSON server. And let's open the command line, and you can install it in any folder, in any repository of your system if you are using -g there. -g means globally. We are installing our JSON server in our system globally. So you can install it in the directory A and use it in the directory B. You are free to use it in anywhere your system. Alright, so once it will install, we have to verify that this is installed or not. After that, we have to create some basic configurations like creating folder and file and all. So this is just perfectly installed. So I am just closing it and opening the new command line so that we are sure that this is installed properly, right? And just simply put there the last, or you can say that the name of the package, which is JSON server. And if you find there this internal or external command is not found or not find, that means JSON server is not installed. But if you get this kind of data, a default package name, default port and host, that means this is properly installed. So we can just close it, and in the dashboard I am creating one more folder, right? So let's say I am creating the folder with the folder name API, because we are creating API there. And let's open in the VS Code. You can use any editor to just write the code there. I would prefer VS Code, right? Okay, so I have to just simply use their dot, so that this folder will be open in VS Code. If you will directly put the code, that will just open the VS Code, not specific folder. All right. After that, let's create one file. You can put, you can create one JSON file. You can put any name to it. I will just put there db.json. It will behave like the database of our application, right? And if you want to just create the API with a dummy code, then you can just copy and paste it there. Otherwise, you can write the own code. All right. But before that, you can just start your server. And how you can start, this is already mentioned in the documentation. Let me just close this tab, right? Just go a bit, scroll down, and here you can see that JSON server -- watch watch db.json. And if let's say your file name is xyz.json, then put your file name. All right, let me just copy it and let's paste it there. And now let's open the 3000 port. As it's mentioned there, this is running on the 3000. If this is mentioned something there else like 3001, 3002, then just use that port. And now let's simply use their localhost 3000 port, and you can see that server is perfectly running if you are just getting this kind of stuff, but API is still not created. To just create the API, just create a object, or what API you want to create. Let's say I just want to create a list of users, then create this array of this and create object, and the keys and value of, or you can say that the data of users. Say I'm putting a name, let's say Anil, Sidhu, which is my name. After that age, let's say 29, and email also, and abc@test.com. This is not the real email ID, right? And now your first API has been created. Let's refresh it. Here you can see that. Otherwise directly you can just run localhost 3000 and users, and here you can see that we got the first API. All right, and let's just enter some more data there. So let me enter one more entry. You can just copy and paste to just save the time, right? So I'm changing the name, let's say Peter, age is let's say 25, peter@test.com, and now you will find there is a two data, right? So this is the way that you can create our first API. Now you can ask question like how we can just store data inside this API with the help of post, put and all. I'll let you know in the next part whenever we will just learn the Postman, right? But for a moment, let's open the Postman. If you are not aware about it, then don't worry. I'm just showing you the result, right? If you are aware, then that's okay. Otherwise, in next part, you will just get it in the depth. So let's open it. Yeah, and after that, we can close the tabs, and there, let me just close this tab, and just put your URL that you want to test and the API method. Currently we are using just get method, so I'm putting the same. Otherwise we can just use the put, patch, treat and everything, and just send it. And here you will find like same as API, we have status, time, how much time this will take in the returning result, raw data, preview data and everything, right? This is working perfectly fine. So this is our first API with the JSON server. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comment box. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel, like this video, share your feedback in the comment section, and this is my Paytm number for donation. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.